guys, Chris here, aka Bricknit, and Steph, aka Mrs. Bricknit, and today we are taking a look at a bit of a weird Christmas set this year actually, which is set 40426, the 2-in-1 Christmas wreath. And it's weird because it literally retired within a month of it being out, which is absolutely mad because this set, I saw it went out of stock pretty much instantly in October.
Yeah.
Was on temporarily out of stock. Loads of people wanted to get the set in the LEGO community that I know of. And then all of a sudden I saw that Craggle had actually put on his community post that it had retired, which is really, really strange. So if you do want to get this set, they are crazy expensive on eBay right now, so maybe have a look at whether you think it's worth it or not. But also you can get them from the actual LEGO stores themselves. They apparently have lots of stock of them in. But obviously during a pandemic, it's whether you think that's worth it or not. So this review is going to be a little bit different. We're going to show you, because we bought two of them because we wanted to have it in both the configurations, but also whether we think it is actually worth that eBay price. Yeah. Or whether you think actually there's probably a reason that they retired it. Maybe they'll bring out new ones next year or just bring it back in stock next year in a higher quantity. So first thing, the box. And this box is actually a little bit rattly, and that's because of a reason we'll show you in a minute. But the 2-in-1, it shows the main one, which is the one you have right now, as the main one on the front. And then on the back, it shows the other version. So this is more of like a candle set piece. I think this is actually something they use in Europe quite a lot as a centerpiece for display.
Table decoration.
Which is really nice. They are a little bit small. They're a lot smaller than you think. But if you actually manage to see the box in real life, they fit perfectly into these boxes for packing them away, which I think is a really nice feature. Now, the reason that this one's rattly is because this is actually the box for this one. And if I open the box up, you can see you get quite a lot of extra pieces with this set. And that's because that is the main build. This is the alternate build. And you're not using much of the red for the bow and things like that. But you also get quite a lot of little extra foliage pieces as well, which is nice to see. So you can use those if you wanted to for other builds later on.
And these are legitimate extra pieces. I built the wreath, not Chris.
So one interesting thing they actually did with that is, from what you were showing me after you'd built this one, is the fact that in the back, they do actually have alternate things you can do with this to use those pieces if you wanted to. Which I think is quite nice. But you did say they didn't show any instructions of how to do that. But
no, but I think the basic construction's the same as the other two builds. So I think based on those pictures, you could probably work out exactly where to put them and things.
That's pretty cool, because that looks like an almost alternate build to the wreath.
Yeah, I really like it because it's like next year I could have it a bit different, sort of still using the same set, same pieces, but give it a bit of a different feel.
Yeah, and there are 2 instruction manuals, so 1 or 2. You can't obviously build it at the same time because one is for one and one is for the other, but a bit weird. They probably could have just put them both in one instruction booklet, because it's not like you need to have 2 separate instructions for this set. So as you can see right here, this is how it should be displayed for this one, and then this is how it should be displayed for this one. Now, you can also see this one has a little bit of extra that you have to just understand that this is because it is a lighting kit, and we've actually added a battery to the back, and you can see it does light up really nicely. And this is a lighting kit by a company called Kaya Glaring. This is really cool. Not sponsored at all, but we decided to get these. It was the only set that actually had lights for this as it was out.
Yeah, they're the only lighting company you've got.
And this is pretty decent. So we are going to do a later review of which cheap light kits are worth it for Christmas for deck, because we've done quite a few different kits over the years. So we thought that'd be quite an interesting one. But anyways, other than that, this is what you get. So other than the slight cables you see around it, but I think they look really cool. They are a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
They're not massive. These sets aren't that big, but they do look really, really nice. And you can definitely have this displayed somewhere else, not on necessarily a table, because it can easily fit on somewhere like a side table or a coffee table or something and look just as cool.
Definitely. The build for both of these starts off the same, creating these little components that fit around the build. That's quite a repetitive task. I don't mind building like that, but I know for some people, really not fun.
Just boring.
Yeah. So that's quite repetitive. And then the bits on the top can be a bit fiddly. It's not too bad, but obviously you can easily knock them off because they're all sort of connected by single studs a lot of the time. And that's the same for both the wreath and for the table piece. Yeah,
so I think the set itself actually comes with, like, I've just had a look on Brickset. It's 510 pieces for £30.99 in the UK, which actually gives it a price piece of 6.1p. So I know a lot of people when they saw this thought that this would actually be a great foliage pack.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of green in here anyway, so you have to consider that there isn't that much foliage actually. A lot of it's just using them as little bits of decoration with green and things built around.
Yeah, the base pieces that you build them on is green, a dark green background.
Yeah. Now, the reason that I think they may have retired these is what I was saying to you. They are a little bit fiddly to hold, and as you can see, every time I put it down and then try and pick it up, it has quite a lot of flex in it. And I'm wondering whether it was a design issue that they felt it didn't meet the quality. I'm not sure. Saying that, it doesn't fall apart, but it can be a bit fiddly trying to get these on, and in particular, it's a bit delicate when you're trying to hang this on and you're a bit worried whether it's going to fall off or not.
definitely when moving it, I flicked these off quite a few times because they're just
Yeah.
sort of pushed in there, flick the leaves off.
I think they're definitely worth the price for the £30.99. Like we say, the price per piece, if you go on that, is 6.1p, which is really, really good. I mean, I think they look fantastic. They definitely fit in if you're doing like a Christmassy Lego themes like we do in this household.
Yeah.
However, £50-60, they are definitely not worth that price.
No.
And to be honest, I don't even know what's exclusive in these sets. You could probably just part them out yourself on Bricklink, and that's what I would advise to do, because you can get the instructions on lego.com and you can easily build these if you want to. Very, very cool set, very interesting set, definitely one that we weren't expecting for them to make this year.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because they've been so popular and they went out of stock so much, I'm hoping they do something like this again next year.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of switch up the build, make it a bit more stable, a bit less fiddly. But I love the look of them, and they're so cool, and they were obviously really popular. Like, loads of people have been wanting them.
I have a wonder whether they didn't make as many of these. We know Christmas sets, they don't want to make too many, because obviously after December the 25th, no one wants them. So they have to kind of balance. This was something completely new. This, to me, reminds me a little bit of the art sets they've been doing this year. And obviously with the art sets not doing that well this year, they may have decided, you know what, we're not going to have much stock of it, just in case, see how it goes. Yeah. I reckon they're going to retire this. I don't think it'll come back next year. I think they will redo it like they did the Saturn V and change a couple of key build areas to strengthen it with potentially new parts that they'll be designing this year. So that's our review of the Lego 2-in-1 Wreath. Overall, I think it's an absolutely fantastic set. It definitely does look good lit up as well, which is a really cool thing to do. But I don't think it's worth the aftermarket prices. Just, if you can get your hands on one, get your hands on one. But I wouldn't spend the ludicrous aftermarket prices. It's just not worth it. There's no exclusive figures or anything like that.
No.
But anyways, if you liked the video, then how about a like? And if you absolutely loved it, then how about a subscribe? And as always, have an absolute awesome day. If you enjoyed the vid, then if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. And as always, keep bricking it.